Good evening, everyone. It is with great happiness that my husband, Dr. Soeb Siddiqui, I, and our team announce the opening of 4th India International Film Festival of Boston 2021. We are delighted to be here this evening. A shout out to the family and friends who are watching us on social media. Thank you for joining. As a proud American Indian, it warms my heart to see the strong relationship between the two countries. This cultural collaboration strengthens us in many ways. As the founder and director of this film festival, I can say that it was a great run-up to this exciting movement. Boston is a hub of education, vibrant creativity, freedom of living, and above all, multicultural communities living together here. It is important to learn about each community living to your next door. Film is the perfect and strongest medium to learn about other cultures. That is the reason I started this IIFFB in 2018, just to make a cultural bridge between the communities of immigrants who adopted this beautiful country called America. It also gives me great pleasure to see how independent films are growing around the globe. IIFFB from this year is going to be non-profit, so we would be able to create maximum opportunities for filmmakers. These independent filmmakers are putting their heart and soul to make relevant films. Films who speak loud and clear about the issues. These films are not making or asking millions of dollars. They only need a platform to showcase them. I am happy that with the very passionate team of IIFB, we can create such a platform for them. In our 4th year, we feel that we are on the right direction. Next year, in 2022, we would reach the first milestone of this journey. The 5th India International Film Festival of Boston is dedicated to the Nari Shakti, the women power. As this festival, 80% or more running by women. They deserve loud round of applause too. See you tomorrow on Sunday in our closing night. Thank you so much for listening to me. I would like to invite Mr. Harish Dang and Mr. Vinny Dang, our chair couple, to say a few words and officially make an announcement to open the show, to open the events or festival. So over to Harish ji and Vinny, and thank you so much for listening to me. Love you guys, and see you on tomorrow and day after tomorrow and Sunday in closing night. Bye.
It's my great pleasure and honor to welcome all of you this evening. My name is Harish Dang, and accompanying me is my better half Benny Dang. As the chair couple of the Indian International Film Festival of Boston, we have been waiting eagerly for this event.
Despite the unprecedented circumstances of the last 18 months, this International Film Festival has grown and made a mark in the festive maps of the celluloid world. The India International Film Festival Boston is committed to building cultural bridges to expand visibility and represent the inherent diversity of India through its films. Movies make us pause and ponder, reflect in retrospect. They force us to face the questions and realities of life. The movie is not just about dialogues, but about a search of meaningful truth. It's not just about songs, but soul-stirring music, as well as the power of silence. It's not just about social injustice, but about the budding hopes and fight back the survival in the midst of despair.
To give you a little background about Indian music, or Indian films actually, Dada Sahab Phalke gave us India the first feature film that was 100 years ago this year actually. And that name was Raja Harishchandra. And then 10 years later, screen learned to talk with Alamar. Rain or shine, flood or famine, cinema has lifted the depressed spirits of many poor in nation to the point of magnificent obsession. Today is born from yesterday. The beautiful films and the poetries continue. Today's Gulzar or Javed Akhtar, there were Majroos and Shakil Badayuni and Shailendra and all those wonderful lyricists who gave us such beautiful songs, and then they answered the call. Like Sahib Ludhianvi Sahib, the 100th birth, and this birth year is this year. So just talking of Sahib Sahib, when he saw the oppression on women, he says, औरत ने जन्म दिया मर्दों को, मर्दों ने उसे बाजार दिया. Or when it came to this politics, the dirty politics or corruption, he says, जला दो इसे फूंक डालो ये दुनिया, तुम्हारी है तुम्हें संभालो ये दुनिया अगर मिल भी जाए तो क्या है. So not only that, but when it came to hope, he gave hope that someday we'll be doing well. He said, माना कि अभी तेरे मेरे अरमानों की कीमत कुछ भी नहीं, मिट्टी का भी है कुछ मोल मगर इंसानों की कीमत कुछ भी नहीं. इंसानों की कीमत जब झूठे सिक्कों में न तोली जाएगी, वो सुबह कभी तो आएगी, वो सुबह कभी तो आएगी.
As we gather together to watch and share our own opinions, viewpoints and judgments, we become storytellers and influencers traversing the wonderful world of cinema and entwining it with our own lives. A special welcome to all our friends and passionate movie lovers from across the globe. Just a quick reminder, there's a link on the bottom of the page through which you can access any movie from this festival. Simply pay and watch anywhere across the globe.
So without further ado, I now officially declare IIIFB 2021 open and welcome all of you to this grand celebration of world-class films that will keep you yearning for more. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Priya Samant, and it's an honor to be in everyone's company here today. I am on the board of advisors for the India International Film Festival of Boston, and it's my third year being part of it. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sonali Doshi. I am PR and on White Feather Creations, newbie to the team, and very excited.
Hi, I'm Arundhati Date. I also joined IIFB this year, so I'm new. Very much excited to be a part of the team.
Hello, I'm Meera Siddharth and I'm one of the judges, and we've had so much fun choosing the films for you. So please come and join us. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Suraja Roy Chaudhary and I'm one of the judges for IIFB. I've been doing this for 3 years and it is always a wonderful experience. So please come and watch the movies.
I'm Rohit Chandra. I'm also one of the judges for IIFB. This is my third year doing it. It's been a lot of fun to work from here every year. So the whole team.
Hello everyone, Razia here. I'm always everywhere. So what do I do say to? I'm not going to say, I'm just passing the mic.
Hi everyone, this is Anu Sharma and I'm associated with IIFFB since day one. This is my 4th year and I'm a red carpet host for this event and also I'm a media director. Thank you all, and it's been a pleasure that you all are supporting IFB since 4 years. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Sugandha Gopal. This is my third year with IIFFB and it has been a journey worth memories. I enjoy being with the team here and let's hope that IIFFB keeps bringing movies and this platform to everyone year after year. Harish.
That's so nice, Sugandha. My name is Harish Dang and we are part of the team.
I'm Vinita Dang, wife of Harish Dang. I love being a member of the team. It's a new experience for me.
Thank you so much, Biniji. I echo the sentiments. I'm Manisha Jain, and this is my first year with this amazing group here, so passionate, so committed. So what an exciting moment, and as the project manager of this year's IIFFB, it is really my pleasure to welcome you all, and we hope you enjoy what we have in store for you. Thank you.
I'm Bree and I have nothing to do and I'm the son of her.
Good job, thank you. Okay, so let's go and cut the cake.
Now we have something to do.
Yes. You have my work. You have one. And watch the movie online.
IIFFB.org.
Woo! 3 cheers for
Hello everyone, so I am here at the 4th India International Film Festival of Boston and I have with me Dr. Sonia Kadir, one of our community heroes who has done a lot of work for the Afghan refugees, for women empowerment. So Dr. Kadir, tell us a little bit about the work that you have done, and one more thing, you look gorgeous and great to have you here.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me to this special occasion. I'm honored to be here. In 1979, my family and I fled Afghanistan so I could succeed and become a physician and not only become a physician for myself, but to give back to the community. So that has always stayed with me. And when the pandemic hit, I was lucky enough to have my own private practice, to have enough PPE. I went out into the neighborhood and I started testing a lot of patients for COVID and treated them. Another thing I really am proud of the work we did with my kids was to feed a lot of the city hospitals.
So Dr. Kadir, there's one more question that I have. The political landscape in Afghanistan has changed so much, and what is your one message to the women out there? Tell us, I know your heart must be reaching out to them, so tell us, what do you want to tell those women?
I would like to tell them, never ever lose hope. There's always hope, and never ever stop fighting for your rights. For your right to an education, a right to play an important role in society, a right in the government to change laws in order to make sure that Afghan girls and Afghan women have a part in society. The only way for them to accomplish this is through education. That's the only way for them to do that, and they have to fight for it and fight hard in order to make sure that the new government gives them the right to pursue an education.
Thank you. One more second, Dr. Kadir. That's very poignant that, never give up. But isn't it hard to keep doing, keep standing up against all the odds? Tell us, how does a woman who gets up in the morning do that again and again and fight it?
It's in our genes. Women, we're made to fight, and we're made to work hard, and we are made to make sure that we have a role in society. So we will never give up, whether we are in Afghanistan or out of Afghanistan, for our rights, and our rights to allow our children to have an education, not only ourselves. So whatever the political landscape is, the Afghan women will never lose their strength to fight.
And we hope so, and thank you so much for that lovely answer. It gives me so much hope, and I can actually feel the power within you. So long live in women empowerment. Thank you so much, Dr. Kadir.
How are you?
I'm very well. How do you feel?
I'm very excited to check out all the movies and just speak to different people, network, and good times, good vibes.
So welcome to the 4th India International Film Festival of Boston. Please tell us a little bit about your movie. There's so much buzz about it. So many people have been waiting for it.
So it's about a grandmother within the lockdown scenario and how she develops a strong relationship with her granddaughter, which she did not develop before lockdown. So it's the irony of the lockdown and how it actually brought people together. It disconnected us, yet it connected us at the same time.
True, it disconnected and connected. We just got disconnected with the usual, but connected with something special. Very good concept. So tell me, what is one thing that drives you to make movies?
So I love telling stories, and I feel that filmmaking is a very powerful medium in which you can express a meaning of something in a much more powerful and relatable way. And if you want to bring change in society, it's about cinema. If you want to make people laugh, if you want to make people cry. And I think the best thing about a film is that you have power. Like, I can control when a person cries. I can control when a person laughs. It's like I am God and controlling your emotions. So there's a bit of sadistic pleasure in that as well. And yeah, it's fun because you're just telling stories.
As long as you are telling the good stories, which this one is. We look forward to many more from you. Tell me, is there something that you are thinking of doing? Because I can see that an artist can never be at rest. By the time you're done with the first one, do you have any other story coming, creeping up in your mind right now?
So I'm working on a couple of feature-length scripts. So I've been in India for a while. So I'm in talks with producers, working on feature-length scripts. And yes, of course, I want to make more short films. And yeah, stories are endless. So yeah, that's there.
So we will watch this space. Tell us a little bit about how are you feeling at the festival? What is the energy? And if you want to give a little bit of a message to everyone who is watching about the festival.
Yeah, so I love the energy, I love the vibe, and it's great to meet, like-minded people who are part of the, into films or whatever. And, I think this is just about enjoying fellow artists, even though we're all quote unquote against each other. We're not really against each other, right? It's a celebration. We're all here to enjoy each other's films. And, we've made it to the festival, so that in itself is worthy of celebration. So I think, it's just great to be here and just take it positively and just enjoy the movies.
Absolutely. On that note, thank you so much, Chirag, and we look forward to watching the movie. There's a huge crowd who's looking forward to it. Thanks so much. So welcome, Jonathan, to the 4th India International Film Festival of Boston. Tell me, how is the energy? What do you feel?
This is great for me because my brother lives in Boston and I have a lot of connections in Boston, but to experience Indian culture being brought to the fore here is a really wonderful thing, and there's a wonderful energy, wonderful vibe in the room.
Thank you so much. We are glad you made it, and I have to thank you for the immense work you have done in US and in India. You have actually created a movement. Please tell us about the work. And what inspires you every day to get up and kind of bring these two worlds together?
Well, that's a very good question for me because I am happy to wake up every morning and happy to have a career that embraces the arts at a time when I think we all need the arts as much as ever before. During COVID, everybody was isolated, and so I think that the social cohesion and young people especially being able to get back and get in touch with their bodies and movement and also connect with people again across continents, across the world. I think this separation is something that can be a pandemic itself. When people close in and only fraternize and only know about their own culture. So I've been very lucky, I consider myself very lucky that at the early age of 16 I lived in India with an Indian family, and so this is part of my DNA at this point. And dance is something that constantly inspires me. And India, with its 8 classical dance forms and so many folk dance forms, there's no other country in the world that can boast of such a culture.
That is lovely.
Isn't it true?
I feel so proud standing here at the red carpet when you speak about India, my motherland. Thank you so much for saying that, and that's true, 8 Indian dance forms. So we are so honored to, that you accepted our honor.
It's not a question of acceptance. It's the privilege for me.
It's great to have you. Okay, tell me one thing. What is your one message to non-dancers? How do they enjoy this art form if they can't dance?
Well, I firmly believe that everyone has a dancer within.
Okay.
We may feel that we don't ascribe to a certain style,
right?
But we all have bodies. This is something we have in common. And music, turn on the music and move. This is what I believe.
Lovely, lovely. So, okay, I'm going to ask you something. I am a non-dancer. Show me a move that I could do. Can we do it together?
Absolutely. How can you say you're a non-dancer? What does that mean?
I do not know. I do not understand.
No, but I mean, maybe what you mean is that you never had the opportunity to study dance.
Show me a move that I could copy right now.
Let's just do it.
Let's just do it.
Well, the thing is we need some music, right, Sugandha?
Yes. But let's think of the music that we enjoy, right?
Okay, all right. Well, see, you've got rhythm.
Yes. I could do that.
There you go.
Yeah. So I ended up dancing with the Jonathan Hollander at the 4th India International Film Festival of Boston. Thank you.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Hi Anshuman, hi Ciara. Glad to have you here at the 4th India International Film Festival of Boston. I am Sugandha from the BDCTV. So first reaction, how does it feel like to be here?
I'm very happy to be here. I'm very grateful to Razia ji for organizing this after, the year that we've been through where everything got cancelled. So it's great that it's restarting and I'm very excited to be here. And I had some films which are very close to my heart playing. And I always like coming back to America because she's here. So we are it's my first time in Boston and I'm very excited.
So I saw that there are 3 films of yours at the festival. So many things got cancelled, but you have been very busy and they are all amazing projects. Yesterday I saw your movie. You were just outstanding as the gay actor. And what kind of a preparation does it involve? Tell me, shed a little bit light for all the audience here.
Preparation-wise, I think different characters need different sort of preparation. For Hum Bhi Akele, Tum Bhi Akele, Veer was a homosexual man, which I am not, so it required shedding my skin in a different light. In the sense that I had to learn a lot about the community so that I could be sensitive in portraying that part. I had to unlearn a lot about myself so that I could not bring too much of myself into... But then I'll be honest, I like bringing a part of me to every character and then leaving that part with that character and then moving on. I feel like I said, shedding a bit of my skin.
Yes.
And it just helps me evolve as an actor, I feel. So Veer took something out of me. Midnight Delhi is a serial killer. I hope I never have anything close to that.
We hope that too.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. It took me to a lot of places mentally, emotionally, physically, which I rarely don't explore. But I guess that's the joy of our profession, that we can do things that otherwise people can't. So Midnight was dark that way. Also, Midnight is shot only at night. So I had to prep I'm not a night person. So because the film was only being shot at night, she knows how difficult it is for me to stay up at night. And we only shot night. So it took that sort of prep realistically for me. And Bulletproof Anand is a lot of fun because it's Sanjay Mishra and me and I love shooting with him. So it's a tribute to Bruce Lee in a Mumbai gangster way.
Yes, why not?
Yeah.
So Ciara, how is it like to be friends with an actor? Do they have those mood swings? Like today, right now, they are in that space and the next day they are in that. Because there's a lot of internalization involved in these characters. And, it's as he said that we shed a little bit of us there and get that little bit of that character into our lives. So how does it like?
Oh, not at all. He's very focused, and really it's inspiring to be with him because he acts with such passion in all of his work, and he has an on and off switch, so there's no issue of a serial killer accidentally coming into our relationship.
I'm sure he's killing with looks, right?
Yes.
She does the killing. I just go do my job, come back home. Yeah.
You guys look so adorable together.
Thank
God
you.
bless you.
Thank you.
And I want to see more and more of your movies coming, more and more diverse characters coming. Tell us if you have a message for us at the film festival, a message for Razia, a message for the team. We would really value your words.
I'm just thankful and very grateful to Razia ji and all of you for having us here. I'm also very grateful to the Indian diaspora here for supporting these films, because a lot of independent films don't see theatrical releases, so the only opportunity to catch them on the big screen is at festivals such as IIFFB, and I think you guys are doing a favor to cinema lovers by having such opportunities available. So thank you, and I wish you the best and everyone here the best in the festival growing back to its full strength and furthermore.
We only function on passion and love for cinema apart from anything else. And yesterday I saw you sitting at the end watching your movie. What are your thoughts? When you look at yourself on that large screen, do you feel I should have done it differently, or do you say, oh wow man, that was awesome, was that me?
No, when it's awesome, I'm pretty sure that because see, what happens is when you've done a good job. It's like in sport, when you've hit a good shot in cricket, or when you've timed a run well, it. So it's the same in acting. When you've given a shot well as it is possible humanly, it. And then you let go of it. Then you don't hold on to it. Also, there are times when you try your best and it doesn't happen because of many reasons.
Right.
Those scenes you don't want to watch because you know that something was off and it's disturbing to watch. So I don't like watching myself necessarily a lot. But I do like to watch things I have got right, because then I realize what were the things that fell in place and I only try to replicate that. But I don't think it's humanly possible to do that every time.
Let me tell you, we all loved you yesterday. Not at a single point did we feel that anyone in the industry could have done it better than you. You fitted the bill. You were amazing, outstanding. Ciara, thank you so much for coming to our festival, getting him here, spending time with us here. We really hope that you keep coming to us and hope you enjoy Boston. As you said, this is your first time.
Yes, it's actually New York's a love for me, and I feel Boston.
No, you can't say that.
No, but let me finish. But I was telling her today that Boston has the best of New York and the best of San Francisco. It has the best of both worlds. So I am looking forward to spending more time here actually, because this was just a very quick trip, 2 days. But hopefully next time
we have lots more food to eat. Lots more food.
Yeah.
Lots more food.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the plan for tomorrow?
We leave tomorrow, but today we've done a lot. Today we had some really good Thai food in Chinatown.
Lovely.
We went through the
Boston Commons, yeah.
Commons, yeah.
Beautiful.
We went to the massacre site. I really wanted to see that.
Right.
I like learning a little about history. And we went to the State House. So it was nice. I really enjoyed walking around the central area. And we had some really good pastries at Sofra.
Yes. Lovely, yay! That was a great day. What else can be better than that?
Yes.
And finishing it off at the International Film Festival.
Yeah.
I had a great time talking to you. Thank you so much. And I will let you go at this moment because so many others are waiting to speak to you. Thank you. This is Sugandha Gopal signing off for BDC TV. Hello, this is Sugandha Gopal from BDC TV. I have with me a very special guest, Dr. Shams Iqbal from Mass General Hospital. Welcome, Dr. Iqbal.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you here, and Dr. Iqbal is our community hero. He has worked tirelessly for so many months taking care of COVID patients in the emergency department, and that is such a hard job. We really thank you for doing that for the community. You are the real heroes. We admire you at the BDC TV. Just shed a little bit of a light on what inspires you every day to get up and keep doing it again and again, Dr. Iqbal?
So, thank you. First of all, I should thank BDC TV for having me here. We really appreciate from speaking from the front of the field that you guys do care about what we do for the society. It really appreciates by the field. Coming to the inspiration you ask about is like, I'll delegate this to a story. Like, for example, there are times when you see patients who come in a moribund state, very bad state. You help as a team, you do whatever you can do the best. Again, like, it's not only me. They're like, so I do minimally invasive surgery, but there are other fields and other people, even the janitors, they are helpful in keeping the room clean, and everybody's a part of the team. When they go away, and the graceful thanks they give goes a long way. And especially, for example, there was one patient, I will tell you, these COVID patients, especially since we are talking in the context of COVID, these COVID patients, those who are very sick, they tend to have a lot of clot formation, blood clots. So my job was to, and if these clots were big enough and they go to the lung, we call it pulmonary embolism, and they can die. One of my primary job was to bust those clots, otherwise they will not survive. And as you know, like, oxygenation was a big issue in that. We used to do pronation, change the position and all those things. So I will go and bust those clots. So there was one patient who, African American guy, poor guy, he was really bad. So in one instance, the clot became so big that he had like full PE, and he also had like a lot of issues in the neck, and he has fluid and everything. So I worked on him like quite a few times. But it took almost like 5.5, 6 months of the entire team working tirelessly. And eventually he got discharged. Then he came back with the whole family and the whole ICU system. We took a big picture with him. And their thanks like is from the heart, not from just by words. Those are the things which makes you feel like, yes, I think I'm doing the right thing. And I'm really happy at what I'm doing, because mind it, it's a very tiresome job. It was like the last few years has been the most tiring job I have ever done since, like, I've been in this field since almost 15 years. But the last 1.5 years, 18 months has been crazy. And thank you that you guys appreciate that.
We salute you for that. It is people like you, because of whom I can say that we still have faith in humankind and humanity. For the past 2 years, doctors are the one who have been, supporting the whole world. There must have come a time of exhaustion. There have been very hard times. How do you as a team, pull each other up? Because it must be hard. After all, doctors are human beings. I know we have given the status that the doctors are gods. Of course they are. They give life, but then at the end of the day, you also need some support. So how do you support each other?
A very well placed and fair question. To be very honest, like, on one side, we do superhuman things. I don't reach to the level of God, but since you mentioned.
After God, you doctors are the one who give life, right?
And on the second aspect is that, like, we also humans. We get tired, frustrated. All those negative emotions do come to us. But again, we work as a group. One of the part is, like, we are trained so well that we are we do not see we see faceless patients. To be very honest, if you ask me, it's very hard for me to put that face on that African American patient. But I remember the rest of the whole story. The face, like, because we don't want to be biased by the culture, caste, creed, and all those things which we humans are. Coming back to the negative emotions part, we get tired, but we have friends among us. Those we know that if I'm tired, my colleague is probably even more tired than me. So there's no point. So it's all of us. It's us, not I. So that pulls us back. That, like, hey, this is a time when we need to rise and shine. We will rest some other day. There will be a day when it comes and we'll do it, and we get up again and get going.
Thank you, Dr. Iqbal. Those were golden words to all the people who are listening. I'm sure you all have a very renewed sense of and an elevated sense of respect for this profession. So, coming to the fun part, you are at the India International Film Festival of Boston. How do you feel? A little bit, quite a different world from the world that you visit every day.
So yeah, it's a very cool change of pace, to be very honest. And thanks for having me, because usually we are so focused on diseases, pathologies, and care, patient care, that this is a very distinct world, and I'm really impressed by the way you guys dress and conduct yourself. So it's a breath of fresh air. It goes a long way in helping us. But at the end of the day, like, you do whatever you do best, we do whatever we can do our level best. So
we are trying to get you a different perspective. So Dr. Iqbal, tell me, how did you meet Razia Mashkoor, the festival director? I believe there is an interesting story behind it. If you could just step a little ahead here, please. Yeah, tell me, how did you meet her, and tell us about that moment.
Yeah, so yeah, everything starts with a small gesture, notion, movement, or something. So I trained in Boston, and then I became attending and started working. So we were looking for friends, and we found some very, very good friends. To this day, they are like we call ourselves extended familia, to the extent that we don't even call ourselves friends. So we were introduced in that group, and Razia Appa was like, as she always does so many times, she's the lead, and she embraced us as family. And even to this day, like, I have a very, very cordial and very personal relation with her. We interact on any of the health issues or any of those social issues, and she's very active.
Yes, she is. And I don't know how she finds time for all that she does.
Exactly. I'm impressed. I'm really impressed at how probably she doesn't sleep. But we'll have to ask her. I can only gesticulate that she probably doesn't sleep with the amount of work she does, and she has a great family. We have also a family, so we interact in a family level, and we are very close, and I'm really blessed to have a friend like her. In fact, she's my elder sister kind of, and we go a long way in terms of our education and everything. So I am really thankful to her that she recognized that we do a good job. In fact, she had featured me a couple of times on the TV during the COVID, the peak of COVID times, when when the state was almost reaching to breaking point. And in fact, there was a time when we were probably 20 patients short of the system falling apart. So that's another complex story. Yeah, thank you.
So Razia Appa, right? And that's what she's fondly called by many, and she is a powerhouse of a woman. Thank you so much, Iqbal, for your time, for gracing us with your presence at the 4th India International Film Festival of Boston.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
On this lovely note, this is Sugandha Gopal signing off from BDCTV.
Hello guys, this is Anu here from IIFFB 2021, and right now we have Manisha Jain on the red carpet event, and she is our community hero, a woman who needs no introduction. She is the founder of So We Care. Please, Manisha ji, first of all, welcome to our IIFFB 2021. This is the first year with us. Tell me something about So We Care, first of all.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Anu, first of all, for your warm welcome. And I would say, So We Care, अगर इजाज़त है तो हिंदी में बोलूँ?
Please, go ahead, please.
तो कहते हैं ना कि जब नीयत नेक होती है तो पूरी कायनात जुड़ जाती है उसको पूरा करने में. और ऐसा ही कुछ हुआ, when COVID-19 struck, my life kind of took off on a trajectory, and I made my first mask because I was very anxious with what was going on. And before I knew it, people just joined. Karwa, log judte gaye, karwa judta gaya, and before we knew it, we made and donated 25,000 masks to local hospitals, senior centers, homeless people, you name it. So it was indeed a very gratifying experience.
Sure.
And more than that, the family that was created, my So We Care family, is very dear to my heart. And thank you, IIFP, for this community hero recognition, which goes not just to me, but to my entire So We Care family. Thank you, Anu.
It's our pleasure to have you in our team and even in our society. A woman who is so humble with a warm heart and big heart. Thank you so much. 25,000. Wow, that's a really very huge number. Commendable to you and to the entire team. Yeah, so tell me something more about that. This is the first year with us. How are you feeling? And I hope everything positive.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I am in a very unique perspective of being on the inside as a team member with IIFFB and also on the outside as being honored as a community hero. And I would say as a team member, the one thing that struck me, about 3 months ago, I think Razia ji called me and said, would you be able to help? And of course, having known her all this time, I was like, absolutely. And then I got to know all the team members. And what I realized was that this is actually a team of such passionate individuals.
Specifically women. Sorry to cut you.
Absolutely, women power. I believe it's like 94% women, 6% men, if I'm not mistaken.
I think 97%.
There you
because
go.
Only the technical part.
There
that
you
also
go.
we are trying to take over.
Exactly.
Anyway, sorry.
There you go. But, these are really people who are very passionate about raising awareness in the society and community pertaining to issues that are really pertinent and burning issues right now, whether it be women empowerment, whether it be LGBTQ issues or differently abled individuals, you name it, and all through media and film. They make us reflect, they make us ponder. I was inside the theater right now and just finished watching Sheer Korma with Shabana Azmi and Divya Datta and Swara Bhaskar, and so much to think about, after watching the movie. So really very thankful to IIFFB for providing this platform, for bringing such movies that make people stop and think and maybe take some action, create a ripple, which will then create a wave, and bring about change.
It has to start somewhere.
It does have to start somewhere. That's how So We Care started. It started with one mask.
Person and the whole army
And then,
is there.
exactly. So thank you so much once again, Anu. My pleasure to be here.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll start the panel. So I'll start the panel and then we'll probably throw it out to the audience for some more questions. So I'll start with you, Tani, since you're sitting here and you are a filmmaker. I wanted to ask a question. When we were actually writing a work for Half Below, I realized that although there are in India, all over the world, there are a lot of women-centered films are being made. But if you go behind the curtain and you see that there's a disproportion there, there's very few female writers, there are very few female directors, technicians are very, very less. So as a filmmaker and women filmmaker, where do you see this, how do you see the transition happening for women filmmakers?
Thank you for your question. I should mention that my journey in Boston in the arena of filmmaking actually started with Sunaina. Sitting next to me, she gave me a lot of courage to embark on this journey. So changes don't happen in a day. Changes do not happen in a month or a year. There are more women who are in the industry, and while the stories of social marginals can be told by anybody, but when women tell their own stories, it has a different kind of impact. What I think is the biggest hurdle for visionaries, which was one of my biggest hurdles, is to find funding. So when I got the funding I needed to, and when I just, started making my first short after Amal, I also see, and going back to India, that there are lots of women who are on the set doing a lot of work because they're doing a lot of remarkable work. But for them to come to the forefront and do this on their own, there are still many hurdles. And I think that kind of social receptivity is changing, gradually changing. Will change more with time, has changed with our generation, will change with subsequent generations. So, to all women out there, and to all the men who support women, if you have a story and you want to tell, don't hesitate. You don't know who might actually make that happen for you. Thank you.
I do have a question, follow-up question to Tani on that you are part of the diaspora as well. So what do you recommend, kind of difficult to work things from here, and both of us know that. But what do you think as a diaspora member of the fraternity, can we do something here? And how do we translate those to the narratives back to India?
So I think there is tremendous amount of potential in the diaspora, and I have also seen this that, we sometimes underestimate our own potentials. Because when we go back to India and try to tell our stories, I have seen that, they look at it with a certain amount of respect and awe, because it's a life experience which is very different from what we see in India. So I think networking is very important. Anybody who's interested in telling a story, whether it's on stage, behind the stage, as an actor, as a script writer, we really need to form a pan-Indian, pan-South Asian network across the United States. We need to have representation where we are taking our stories back to India, kind of giving it credibility, because hey, our stories are important too, and it needs to be heard. That's what I can say. So networking and finding very good advocates who can sell, in the lack of a better word, sell in fact, like make our stories heard, give it a voice. I think that's incredible. Thank you.
I want to continue this conversation, and I think I'll go to Chirag now. Chirag, you are a filmmaker and a writer, and you have transitioned from being born and probably raised here, and then you went back to India to pursue your dream of filmmaking. Continue to what she said, that I would like to know, because there are a lot of people, I was actually watching this film with my son who's 11, The Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and there's a character there called Chirag, and when this character talked, my son said, I'm offended, this is not how we talk. And then I said, well, what can I do? He said, well, you're a filmmaker, please do something about it. So I want to ask you, how do you feel about that? I have two questions for you. One is that what kind of challenges do you face in this transition? And second is that what space here in the US itself, what kind of space do we have as South Asians for getting our stories out?
So for me, it's been a roller coaster ride, obviously. I mean, transitioning to a new country, it's kind of like you're not American enough for America and you're not Indian enough for India. So the funny thing about me is that like when I try to transition, I've worked in films, I've worked in the commercial space, and yeah, the fact that I am constantly reminded that I'm from here, but I don't necessarily mind that because there's some uniqueness that I can bring to that when I'm there. So I've made short films there on different subjects. Like I made short films on subjects which might be considered taboo in India, but since I've been raised here, perhaps in a more liberal society, I have a different perspective in those when it comes to those subjects. So you can always find a space if you like try. I mean, there's nothing like that necessarily. So yeah, that's basically how it's been for me.
I will pass the mic back to my wonderful moderator today. Priya, please.
Thank you so much, Sunaina. So I'm going to go to Anshuman now. Impact testing is getting a lot of momentum. It's getting a lot of momentum in the commercial space. Is it actors that write the content, or is it content that leads the actor?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me. That's a very good question, actually, but I like to simplify things to the root. So I think cinema is a director's medium, so writers and directors are driving forces. Actors can only come and they are the masala in the curry. But the sabzi is the writer and the director. So we can only spice it up and make it better and garnish it better, if I may say so. But I think cinema is a writer-director medium. Unlike theatre, when I step on stage on a given day, and I've done theatre for over a decade in my life, depending on my mind space, my mood, I bring a certain energy on stage on that day, and I can choose to perform in a certain, even though we've rehearsed for months, there is a certain play, like Nasir Saab, I saw Nasiruddin Shah perform The Prophet. two shows, 6 to 9 and then 9 to 11, 6 to 8 and 9 to 11. And he did two very distinct performances of the same play. And I went and asked him, and he said, "Yaar, Manu aaj kuch alag karne ka." So, that's the thing. I think cinema is a very writer director medium to answer that question. And yeah.
So I'm I'll go into the details, but because we have very limited time, I'm going to ask you a follow-up question to this. What is the future of Indian cinema? Because the kind of movies that were screened at the festival today, right? We had all kinds of genres that we covered.
Right.
So what is the future of Indian cinema? Because it's going to be theatre, and it's also going to be OTT.
Right.
Now.
Right. Well, I'll tell you, I'm nobody to gospel on what the future is, but I'll tell you my personal experience. I loved sitting there and watching a film on the big screen. I miss cinema, big screen cinema with big sound is meant for this experience. When I know OTT, and I shouldn't be saying it because Ambiya TV is doing very well on OTT, and I'm very grateful. OTT helps you reach out instinctively worldwide. But as an experience, I saw Sheer Korma right now and I cried. I don't think it would have had this impact on me if I had seen it on my mobile. You know what I mean? So I think if you ask me honestly, as an audience and as a holistic person who's also in the industry, I think the grand films will be more popular now going forward because I think tastes have changed.
Correct.
Yeah. Human psychology says it takes 3 weeks for a habit to form. It's been 1.5 years that people are watching things from the comfort of their homes, so I think habits have changed.
Yes.
I don't think we now see the kind of numbers for a while. It will change with time again, but I think one thing's for sure that people prefer the comfort of watching something new on Amazon, or Netflix, or Disney, as opposed to stepping out and spending, $15-20 on a movie ticket. And it's not just that, in India especially, which when you go for a movie in India, you spend more money on popcorn, Pepsi and parking than the movie ticket. This is a fact. And fun fact, now that I'm producing, I know, so if a family spends 1,500 rupees for 2 people to watch a film, which includes, say, 2 tickets, a Pepsi, popcorn, parking, about 2,000 rupees, say, only 110 rupees comes to the producer. That's a fact, I'm telling you. So basically the person who's bringing audiences to the theatre is getting the minimum share. So I think there's a fundamental problem in how things are functioning. Like I am trying to raise a voice and be a part of the bigger change there. And hopefully things will move forward for the better so that it's a more equipoised system. Fair to all, I'm saying. I mean, popcorn and Pepsi should not govern the kind of content. That's the reason we have so much mediocre stuff. Because people want to watch things which they can eat and drink with. Whereas cinema should, we saw with Sheer Korma, I didn't take my eyes off for a second. That's good cinema, right there. You give me the best buffet, and I'm a food lover, so I love to eat. But no matter what you get in front of me, I'm going to see that film. And it's the theatre experience. So I think the theatre experience will stay.
So now let's take over food models. That's a totally different time that we are going to get together to.
I eat everything. I don't drop myself for any. Yeah, I'm a vegetarian. But yeah, one thing is there which I always say. My mother taught me some basic things which I have followed all my life. I don't drink. I don't smoke. And I think half of life's problems are solved right there. And I sleep on time. So you sleep on time, you wake up on time, you don't drink, you don't smoke. And I think half the issues, including anxiety and all the problems that we hear, disappear out of your life. So I think we are the root of our problems, and I think we need to just make the small changes.
So it's so wonderful whatever you just shared with us, because we did get an opportunity, I and Selena, to speak with Farhaz Arif Ansari, who is the director of Shri. So that panel will be out soon. But now listening to Tanvi, you and Chirag, I mean, I can say that the future of Indian cinema, and I think everybody in the audience can echo it, is very bright. You know, the kind of the films platforms that are created. And now talking about platform, you know, it's my honor to welcome our last speaker of the evening today, the beautiful Razia Mashkoor, who is giving platform to bring wonderful cinema to Boston. So Razia, you are a woman very passionate about art cinema. Please tell us, please share us with our viewers, because we have viewers here, but people are also watching it online. What was your journey, and what challenges you're currently facing in making this dream a reality?
So बकरी कीमत कब तक खैर मिलेगी? गर्दन चूड़ी के नीचे आएगी, मेरी आ गई 4 साल में. But thank you so much, Sunena and Priya, you are pushing me all the time in 4 years. Thank you so much joining us, and thank you for coming. Thank you thank you for doing this beautiful films for me, and all the people who work some way or other they are connected in the films. But my journey is like, where do I start? Okay, so basically I'm a short story writer, right? I used to write short stories since 1989 and got so many prizes in that field, and I love to write stories about people. And the other, my passion to see one movie every single day. And I'm confidently sharing this. There is no movie left in Bollywood. So I'm sure Bollywood needs to make more movies than usually they are making, and 1,000 movies a year maybe. So 1,200. So they need to make more movies.
I'll send the message. I'll send the message.
Please. So when I came here with my Urdu PhD, I don't have so much to do with my degree, but I am the person who wants to do something every minute of my life. I cannot sit back and just watch movie and I can't. I want to do something. So I use both these platforms. First writing, and then the other one is my passion to see watching movie. So I started in 2015 BDCTV, and my journey started from there. So many community people joined me. We started from there, and then eventually we are moving until 2018. Then we realized it's not happening what we want. It is not what I really wanted to do. Then I kept thinking, and in 2018 we launched IIFFB, which is creating for only the independent filmmakers and the people who putting their heart and soul in making these films. They are not looking millions of dollars. They just need some appreciation. They just want only a platform they can show their talent or their films. So that's my journey, and we are in 4th year. I am happy that I have a best team in the world. Some are 4 years, some are 3 years, some joined this year.
Some are from the day one.
Yes, day one.
And someone is 1 week old.
Yes. So, we are just like a family, and we are fighting for bringing the best. And my judges, he's a doctor, she is a businessman, she is an acupuncturist, but they picked a film. They watch on all films. I mean, this year we have 50 films, and they watched 50 films each of them. And they selected out of 50, 22, and 7 we we are, screening or screened like last 2 days. Rest is online. You can go and watch there. But yes, they made a brilliant work to pick the best out of 48. So, really well.
This is so beautiful. It takes a village to create this. This is a mammoth task, and applauding and showing your appreciation and giving credit to your team is a sign of a true leader. So congratulations for that. So, please share your vision for India International Film Festival of Boston 2022.
That's a very good question, but it's a little early. But I really wanted to make one, statement for next year, 2022, which we already, we are on some platform, we started talking with 2022, and I'm sure it will be as good as this year, because in last 2-3 years it was slow, but this year we picked up, and it is picked up right now. So मेरा statement है, which is I would like to read for all of you, if you are giving me permission. It's a small paragraph, but I would love to.
Please. It would be an honor to be with you.
मैं चश्मे में तो मेरी आँखों पे लगा कुछ नहीं कर सकती है. All right. So सबसे पहले, as I said, my team is really supportive. So my team is made up of majority of women. That's your answer of your question too. So my team is made up for majority of women, supported by strong men from our wonderful Boston community. As we all can agree that women are the backbone of the family and backdrop of any nation. Next year is a milestone year for IIFB, as we will be celebrating 5th year of So milestone year of IIFB, as we will be celebrating 5th years of bringing meaningful cinema to the community. The theme of next year is Nari Shakti, celebrating women, spread your wings. The future of cinema, especially Indian cinema, is very bright. The future is female. Future is queer. Future is non-binary. Experimental actors and filmmakers are bringing meaningful cinema to the audience. Through this theme, we want to encourage women filmmakers globally to submit their creations to the festival. Tani, get ready. Well, we will welcome all filmmakers and genres. Our focus will be women-centric subject. So note this, we have to go with that Nari Shakti. If you listen, anybody in your family and friends who are making films on women, please connect us.
Thank you so much. So I just want to sum up what Rajina just said, is that Nari Shakti, celebrating women, spread your wings. So it's very important that women-centric subjects and women filmmakers will be the major focus of the festival next year, but also all genres by their male counterparts is also very welcome. So September 23, 24, 25, 2022 is the 5th year and milestone year for IIFB. Thank you all for joining us, and now on to our next. Thank you so much.
Before we go, I just wanted to ask Chirag, you said you made some short films. Where can we see them?
So there's this one film, Happy Days, of mine, which has been selected in Toronto. So there's a couple of mine basically in film festivals. So at the moment they're not online, but they will be under a channel called. I can speak loudly. But they'll be under a channel called Cinemat Vision on YouTube. I'll try and get it on some other portals also possibly, but it'll be up there. And basically, I would like to say what Happy Days is about. So basically, Happy Days. So basically, this film that I showed today and Happy Days I made during lockdown, in the lockdown scenario. So even Happy Days is basically it's lockdown from a pet dog's perspective.
Oh, wow.
So it's a scenario there, dogs always get so excited when the parents come back home and all that. So this is basically what happens when suddenly the parents go nowhere. The dogs are confused. Leave. I want to watch this video. So yeah, that's going.
Sounds very interesting.
Thank you. So that's doing the rounds.
And you said you made it during the lockdown, and the title is Happy Days. So there used to be the thumbs up ad in the 80s. Happy Days are here again. So the thumbs up. So cheers everyone, and on to our next segment. Thank you so much.
So hello guys. वो इंतजार था जिसका वो शाम यही है.
What a beautiful night. Beautiful, beautiful movies and amazing, work done. And I'm so proud to say, part of this film festival, some of the directors, producers, actors that you saw on screen are here in-house in the theater with us right now. Big round of applause for everyone.
So much support this year. We are really, really thankful each and everyone who are here. And your support is really, really something for
लिंक लाइव टेलीकास्ट नहीं हो रही है
for that support. Thank you.
उसमें होगा IIFFBA
And our friends from Tennessee.
हैं मैंने फेसबुक
So let's move on and let's for our
Moving on to the next segment, which we have all been waiting for, I guess, awards. So this is the Salute to the Heroes segment. In this segment, I'm going to say thanks to some of the community heroes, including healthcare workers, first responders, and other essential workers who went above and beyond the call of duty during the COVID-19 crisis. Last year, we all went through it, at the start of the pandemic. So that time I did a mini-series with some of our frontline workers fighting the pandemic in so many different ways, with a common goal in mind, to persevere and defeat the COVID-19 virus, right? Look where we are here today, right? Not out of the woods, but better place. Things have reopened, kids are back in school, flights are functioning, right? Amusement parks have reopened. We can dine out with, not with a number of 6, more than number of 6. We are all here today. So it came with a heavy price in some areas, but where we are, it was not possible without the support of these community pillars. Some were on the front line, some were in the ICU, some were testing, some were treating, some were sewing masks, some were, spreading word of kindness, delivering food to healthcare workers and people in need. So let's call them on stage for a well-deserved thanks and accolade. I want to call Dr. Pushpak Patel to give away these certificates, please, if you can come on the stage. He's one of our sponsors tonight. And Dr. Bhavisha Patel is right. She would she like to join him? Okay, to give away these awards, Dr. Pushpak Patel. Starting with the names, in an order that the shows were done, not in any particular order of their work. Dr. Shams Iqbal, intervention radiologist at MGH, devoted his time and strength to work in the ICU during the peak of the pandemic. Dr. Shams. Dr. Sonia Kader.
Hello everyone. I'll keep it brief. So I'm the exception rather than the rule here, including my colleague right here. This is a film festival, but I really appreciate the fact that you guys thought enough to thank the entire healthcare field. I'm talking from the perspective of the entire field, not personal, because it takes more than a village, to be honest, to fight such a pandemic. And the last time the humanity has seen such a problem was 1920s, almost 100 years, and we have seen something unprecedented. So it took a lot. Again, I don't want to delve too much on it to cut the talk short, but I just can tell you what we saw on the ICU front. There were people dying left and right, and every day we'll count more death than survivors. There were a couple of months like that in MGA. So we are through, and as she mentioned that we are almost towards normalcy. So it's all with the help of the entire group of people who work behind us, and I take this from their behalf, not just going my own self. Thank you.
Dr. Sonia Kadir from New York City. Born in Afghanistan, 1979 from Afghanistan, grew up in Queens, New York, attended Columbia University, residency at Mount Sinai School of Medicine, has been running her solo practice in New York City for 15 years. Served, tested, treated during the pandemic. Mom of 4, Dr. Sonia Kadir.
Thank you so much for this wonderful honor. I am actually here today wearing my Afghan clothes to represent all who unfortunately these days don't have a voice. And watching all these wonderful movies, listening to the panel, and knowing that as a nation across the world, the voices of women in Afghanistan need to be amplified. They are all fighting hard for a right to education, a right to serve in society, a right to practice being a mother freely, and watching their children, not only their sons, but their daughters, go to school, excel, and become a lawyer, a doctor, a filmmaker. So I urge all our brothers and sisters across the world, the Indian nation, the film festivals, please concentrate on some movies on Afghan women and highlight their success around the world. Or highlight the amazing women that we aspire to be, the mothers of our nation, the prophets' wives. I would love to see movies that exemplify how strong they were, how much in society they were respected, and how much in society they contributed, so that the new regime in Afghanistan could see that we're more than a black bedsheet covering us from head to toe. Our voices will not be silenced, and I urge all of you to always raise your I was given an opportunity to get an education to the point where I went to an Ivy League university because I was given a chance. And I was able to serve back to our communities. As a physician, I was able to work really hard during this pandemic in order to give back. And there's a lot of women like me out there. Please, please, please amplify their voices.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sonia Kadir. Thanks for being here, all the way from New York City. Dr. Richa Kannan, ID specialist. She is not here with us tonight. Melissa Marama, strong pillar of the community, worked hours and hours for homeless and children in need, not here with us tonight. Dr. Michelle Harper worked in the ER as a physician in New York City during the pandemic crisis. She could not join us because she's on a book tour. Her book, Beauty in Breaking, just came out months ago. Dr. Joy Hughes from Michigan. She went all the way from her own home to New York City to work in the camps that were being, taken care of the patients during the time when there was a pandemic crisis and there wasn't enough hospital staff or hospitals to take care of the patients. So she left her 2 little girls at home, 5 and 2-year-old, to fly all the way to New York City to do that. Next hero, Manisha Jain, and I believe she's here. Manisha Jain has been a leader in the education sector in the Boston area for 25 years. In 2020, Manisha started the CUV Care initiative that was instrumental in donating close to 25,000 pieces of homemade PPE to local hospitals and organizations. Recently, Manisha was honored as one of the 20 outstanding women of 2020-21 by India New England News and was awarded the Excellence in Community in Healthcare Award.
Thank you so much, Tapasya. Thank you so much, Razia and IIFFB for honoring this work. If I may take 2 seconds, if Mrs. Veena Handa is still here. Is Veena Auntie, can you please come here? So I am a firm believer, can you please come here? So I'm a firm believer that if your intentions are good, ये उर्दू की saying है कि अगर नियत नेक है तो पूरी कायनात जुड़ जाती है आपके साथ. So if your intentions are good, just people gather And is Jharna here too now? Oh, yes, but she's next. So let's wait for her. Okay, then we'll wait for her. But so yeah, she should have her own honors. But so that's how I believe it all happened. That I had this. I was anxious. I made a mask, and before I knew it, everyone in the Boston community showed so much outpouring of love and support. There were 150 women and a few men who were doing this. I barely knew anyone. No one knew each other. And I think the daughter of a friend put it most aptly. She said it was like we were running a drug cartel. We would leave bags at different households outside the doors. No one knew anything. A bag would be picked up, a bag would be taken, delivered. And this is how, within a span of about 5 months, we made more than 25,000 pieces. And one of the strongest pillars of our group, So We Care, is Mrs. Veena Handa.
You're the one who initiated the whole effort.
It's people in the community who inspire people like me to, create this little ripple, which then became a wave. So thank you so much, Anko. You're very welcome.
Thank you everyone for listening to Manisha, who's always been our champion for So We Care. And she really started this effort and we were just following her. So I really, really appreciate Manisha and of course Jharna. That's how I got into the group, and I'm really pleased that we were able to deliver so many masks.
There's a little bit more. CUV Care included volunteers from 33 different towns across Mass and New Hampshire with approximately 150 members who were further assisted by their family members, so bringing a total to 500 people who delivered close to 25,000 masks to care workers. And therefore next, none other than Jharna Madan. Jharna Madan is a senior interior designer and project manager at the TV Asia correspondent in Boston. She's been involved in several community and charitable organizations in the Boston metro area. Jharna has been an ACL volunteer for the past 10 years. She is the steering committee member of Hindi Manch and played a pivotal role in first Hindi Manch Rashtriya Mahotsav in 2018. She has also worked with South Asian Art Gallery and launched Local Art for Local Cause. In 2020, Jharna co-founded CUV Care and Care for Janitors initiatives to help communities during the COVID pandemic. Indie art is Jharna's brainchild as well, started the art contest in 2014. True believer and follower of the concept of Seva, Jharna. She lives with her husband and 12-year-old daughter. And is she here today?
No.
Okay. Please, Jharna Madan. I call her the wind beneath my wings. I heard that, when I interviewed her. Jharna, would you like to say a couple of words?
First of all, thank you, Razia Appa, IFB and Tapasya for creating this wonderful platform. I really wasn't prepared for this, but I think when the pandemic hit, I think all of us were very, very lost. And we wanted to, especially me, I wanted to do something, for the community. And this lovely lady besides me makes a Facebook post, and one thing led to the other, and I was so honored to be part of So We Care with such wonderful people. And I think that was the start of my kind of COVID journey with So We Care. Then we went to Care for Janitors, which was giving meals. I relaunched Indie Art, which was more like a therapeutic art contest for a lot of people. So that went well, and obviously me being part of Hindi Manch, with our leader Pritesh, we started, entertaining people online, providing free events, because sometimes you need a mental break also. So I think it was a very, very rewarding year for me to just be able to put myself out there and help so many people. And I wouldn't have been able to do it because I think the community here is absolutely amazing. We're so blessed to be part of this New England amazing community. So a big thank you to everybody who supported all our causes, and thank you so very much. Thank you, ladies. Next, on the list, Chief of Police Chuck Gray, working tirelessly to keep the community together and safe. He's not here with us tonight. Denise Casey, Deputy Town Manager from North Andover, delivered food to hundreds of stranded elders during the pandemic. Mr. Bharat Shah from India founded Chayando, which provided food to thousands of workers stranded in Gujarat. Mr. Robert Lancia and Mr. Abhishek Singh, they are not here with us tonight. Our youth heroes, Suvi Virmani and Soman Virmani, worked together also to serve the community during the pandemic. Myra Batena started a program of collecting iPad and phones to donate to hospitals to be given to patients because they had no access to their family members. Wow. So that was the end of Salute to Heroes.
Thank you very much. It was a good event. We'd like to sponsor for the future events, but keep doing more and more.
Thank you. You said that on the video.
Yes. Boston deserves it's a great town. Good local support, so people will do probably in like a 10 scale more. They'll come right away. For sure.
Rajat, I didn't miss the hero, Dr. Tapasya Srivastava.
She's my
Now, moving on to sponsors, Dr. Pushpa Patel will not go anywhere. Yes, absolutely. Big round of applause and a standing ovation for our heroes. Wherever they are, you are very during the crisis. Moving on to sponsors, I call upon our film festival judges to give away the bouquets of flowers we have for our sponsors. And I do want to mention here that these bouquets have been graciously donated to Film Festival by an organization called Food Links. Our judge Surja ji had provided this connection. Food Link is the bridge between distributors and farms that have the capacity to donate fresh, surplus food and community organizations that seek nutritious food for people who are in need. They bring together volunteers, programs and clients to improve the community. Over 250 Food Link volunteers work together to rescue food and bring it to community organizations in the area. A big round of applause for Food Link. Starting with our most gracious sponsor, Dr. Pushpa Patel and Dr. Bhavisha Patel. Dr. Pushpa Patel been practicing orthodontics for about 12 years in the Boston area, and Dr. Bhavisha Patel also a dentist in the area. Big round of applause for our sponsors. Then we have Melissa Marama, who could not be here tonight because her daughter has a game tonight which they did not anticipate. Stephanie Mori Berry and Michael Badland Berry started Listed Artists Company, founded their own beautiful theatre for elementary, middle and high school children, and they have given a home to theatre kids where they can follow their passion. Mr. Jassi from Ragini, our most, beautiful supporter. Food is everywhere during this film festival. Thanks to Ragini. Mr. Jassi has supported us from 2018 from day one, and we call him and food hot, tasty food is delivered. Mr. Jassi. Our newest supporters and partners, Should They See Radio. They're flown in from Nashville, Tennessee to be here for this film festival event. Our media partner, our promotional partners, and our sponsors. Please welcome Shalini Dikshit. A Gen X child born in small town in India, achieved master's degree in psychology, also trained in Indian classical music, co-founder and CEO of the Shudh Desi Radio, a web-based radio which can be listened from anywhere in the world via website or apps. Hosted shows connected to 45,000 listeners, also conceptualized talent hunt show, woman empowerment show, and global musical icon. Big round of applause for Shalini. Co-founder of Shudh Desi Radio since 2018. Deep interest in social causes, volunteers, and raise funds and work with regional non-profit organizations. Big round of applause for Andy Sackley.
You want to say something? Please go ahead. Definitely, I want to say thank you to Razi, Tapasya. Firstly, we connected through social media, and then from Tennessee we are here. It was wonderful event. We loved it, and because both of them their love, that's why we are here. Wishing them all the best for future events. Thank you. Absolutely. From this year onwards, we are together. We are together. So
Austin and Nashville is probably going to be the sister cities, I think. Of course. And I think you guys can probably listen to Shudh Desi Radio Boston brand coming up pretty soon, I think.
Thank you. And a huge shout out to Sheikh Satif from Chef. Beautiful tray of pakoras and samosa.
So if anybody in need any good yummy food, tasty food, call me. He's in the
Chef, SNCF, chef. Okay.
Yes, please. Thank you so much for your support.
Next two sponsors, I invite on stage. Huge thank you for supporting us. Most ardent lover and sponsor for this event, Mr. Harish Dang and
Just want to say thank you for all the love and support you have given. And what else to say? Thank you.
We love you. Keep doing what you did this year. Don't let it stop right here.
Yay! Thank you again.
All right, so let's move on.
I have a couple more sponsors, Raj and Nalini Sharma, who could not be here with us tonight. And last but not the least, Mr. Sridhar Kadamla.
And
my husband could not be here tonight because he's babysitting the 4-year-old. Thank you so much, guys. Moving on to the best part of this evening, Film Awards. Take it away, Rajesh.
surprises, and I'm sure you will love it. So let's move on to the real award for film. But before moving on with the awards of film, we had two more awards. We started last year actually, when I saw that Vikas Khanna, a dear friend of mine, he supported almost 100 million food single-handedly for 5 to 6 months to the entire community, wherever or whenever he could reach the people in India from Kashmir to Mumbai. So I thought about it as he deserves something special. So we started, because of him, Pride of India Award. And this year, as you know, people are always doing great things. Again, Vikas Khanna started with, sending some oxygen cylinders and concentrators and all stuff, these vaccines in millions to India via Viva Foundation based in New York. They did great in their collaboration, and I have Pride of India Award for him, and I really proud on this movement because I or my team, entire team of IIFB is able to make this kind of, just a small thank you to say this big thing they did. So I have it, but unfortunately वो विभाग से कोई है नहीं हमारे पास, so we are saving and we do send it to them. I'm बहुत proud feeling here because there are so many people who work for India sitting here in USA and they think about it and they think about their culture, their food, their everything. They are very passionate about Indian things. I'm so happy that again मैं विकास खन्ना को बोलूँगी कि always there are good people. If you are doing good, the Almighty or the universe or the power of positivity connects you with the right people. Yes. So Vikas, when I talked to him, I want to somebody. We started Friends of India Award and want to give away to somebody who really deserves. So he told me, Razia, I am giving you one name, go with it. So and I go on the Google and came and search, and finally I found wonderful man in the world who is doing, culturally he really built a bridge in between India and USA, and he is doing since more than 30 years. I have there Jonathan Hollander is
Please
here.
welcome
Please
Mr. Jonathan Hollander. Pride of India.
So Jonathan, our judges is here, and please give a great round of applause. Yes, please go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you all so much for having me. Razia, I'm so touched. And first of all, to hear about all of the heroes and the incredible self to the community during this terrible pandemic. I mean, we all should be so grateful. And just as you said, we're here in the theater. We didn't know we could be in the theater together. Really, it's so recent. So just appreciate the social cohesion. And what I appreciate here is that when I went to India as a teenager and first saw Indian classical dance, music, textiles, you name it, Tagore, I was changed as a person. India became part of my DNA. And then I went back as a Fulbright lecturer and saw so many incredible Indian dancers. And I thought, where are they performing in the United States? Why is this not in the mainstream in the United States? So I single-handedly decided this is my mission, is to bring India to the U.S. and make the country. But also, I don't really want to just talk about me. I want to talk about how touching it is to come to Boston And to see this community coming together and celebrating its own talent in the realm of film, and to just wish you all a great future in terms of expanding, also celebrating women next year. That's so important. And it speaks to me because my last production that has been performed all over 14 cities in India and the United States is Shakti, A Return to the Source. So I have been inspired by the essence of female energy. We wouldn't be here on the face of the earth as human beings without women. And women have been underappreciated, and of course the statement from our Afghan friend just reminds us of what women are going through right now. Not only in Afghanistan, but in so many countries. So, all credit to you for coming out of your own private lives and into the public and doing something so important for the community. Thank you.
So, one more, because people who are here, settled here in every way of in their life, but still thinking about those underprivileged people in India who cannot see, who cannot watch, you cannot do so many things as we can do. So Vision Ed is another हमारी social organization of Boston based, and we are very fortunate to having Revati Ramakrishna and Ram Ramakrishna. Please Ramakrishna, please come on stage. Ram Ramakrishna and Revati Ramakrishna. Big round of applause, please. And हमारे president साहब भी हैं. Hannah sir, please come on.
Invite, with us, we're very fortunate to have President of VISA, Mr. Lalit Sudan, and my husband Ramakrishna Raju, who's the founder and the co-founder of Revati Ramakrishna. Delighted, I would love to have with us Mrs. Veena Handa.
Very popular.
I would also invite our husband, Mr. Pramod Handa. Pramodji, please, you have to come. You're the silent supporter. Come. You have to be here with us. And I would love to invite our co-chair of the Council of Ambassadors, Ms. Monica Manocha Vatwa, to join us here too. And want to really thank IIFB for giving us this award. I would like actually Lalitji to accept the award on our behalf. And of course, we forgot to mention Sulja, join the group. Razia, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Please come here. Come here with us. Stand next to us.
We'd like Mr. Lalit Sudan to say a few words.
Thank you very much. Thank you all. Actually, this today was an eye-opening experience for all of us. Literally speaking, we opened the eyes of many visually impaired people in India. Some of them are blind. But today, being at this platform today, was an eye-opening experience for us. We did not know that so much good is being done by the community and all the people that you recognize today. So it is a really, really fantastic event, and we appreciate and we are honored to be part of this group. Before I end, I really want to recognize Ram and Revati. They are a real inspiration for all of us. We have dedicated our time, and we are volunteers. Most of us are volunteers. We all volunteers for this event, but these folks are our inspiration. They have worked tirelessly 15 to 18 years to make this happen. So, Ram,
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us here. And just as Vision's mission is to enable, educate, and empower the visually impaired, what you are doing at IIFB really is to enable, educate, and empower people through the medium of film. So organizations are very aligned in their thinking. We are also bringing communities in the US and India together. You are doing it through film and art, and we are doing it through service and volunteerism. But together we are building bridges, and let's continue.
The people we serve, we do all of our fundraising through visual treats, but you know, to enable people who are really visually impaired and cannot enjoy visually this beautiful medium. But thank you, Razia ji, and thank you everybody from the IFB team. Thank you so much.
So guys, literally now we started. Moving on to the most awaited part of this evening, celebrating the nominations for Film Awards.
And
Take
let's
it away,
start with the
Razia ji.
big surprise. When we are talking about the community, we start with the community again, all again. So we have 2 songs nominated this year. One film Marathi film ka hai, and the other one is my dear friend Sunena Gachru. Everybody knows her. Her song is also nominated this year. And you can have the song. Okay, so
So the 2 songs, Veer Kashana, I hope I said that right, from the film Ekdana Kaizala. Ekshana, right? It's Shana, 1 second, right? Ekshana. From the film Ekdana Kaizala. And Arundhati Dante, please come on stage to receive this award
for the best song of best melody song. So where is Arundhati is right here. Come on, beautiful song. Who has some time Shankar Mahadev was
beautiful
here.
song. We watched the movie last night.
So beautiful song you got. Beautiful music of that song. Yes, please.
Best melodious song.
All right.
The song Es Savere.
Es Savere.
Best lyricist Sunena Gachru.
I'll just recite few lines from them. Avman Bija. Actually, it was Shankar Mahadev or Shankar Mahadev because my song is also sung by Shankar Mahadev and it is composed by a female composer, Archana Kamath. It's called Air Savere. Please go and check it out. So the lines are Avman Bija Air Savere. इतने बुरे नहीं है बनाऊं में कुछ देर ठहरे यादों में कुछ देर ठहरे महफूज बनाऊं के बहरे ऐ सवेरे ऐ सवेरे ऐ
We call upon our team member Sonali Doshi to give away the next award. Best LGBTQ film.
I know.
Goes to
Award like this to Sheer Korma.
Next, I call upon our team member Sugandha Gopal to give away Best Actress for Social Cause Film. Best Actress for Social Cause Film.
Anushka Sen.
Congratulations, great work.
Yes.
We call Anu to give away the next award, Best Social Cause Film.
Again, nobody is there with
Okay. So I will take it?
Yes.
Am I going to take it home?
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Read the name.
Read the name.
Moving on.
Who got it? कितनी खुश हो गई आवाज के देखकर. All right. Best social element film.
Oh yeah. Am I next?
The best social cause film.
The best social cause film is Am I Next for IIFFB 2021.
All right. So now we want to.
We invite our tech team on stage.
Ram, Ramesh, Surendra, and Shankar. Please come.
Please, our tech team, probably in the protector.
Please come down. Let me want to come about it.
Okay. Next award, Best Supporting Actress. I call Priya and Sunaina, please come on stage to give away this award. Nominations were Sora Bhaskar for Sheer Korma, Tirtha Murbalkar for Destinations Zindagi.
And the award goes to. Of course, that's right. Tag team, come down, all four of you. So Saurav Akhtar and Tirtha.
Okay, so best supporting actress for IIFFB 2021 is Tirtha Murbalkar for Destinations Zindagi.
Next is Critics Award. The winner is
The critic award goes to for Midnight, Anshuman Jha.
Midnight Delhi. Anshuman Jha.
This is already announced, so they both can take the award on Shabana Azmi's behalf.
Please come on stage.
She still looks good on screen.
Thank you.
And now we have the best male actor. We have nominations: Sanjay Mishra for Bloodproof Anand, Sumit Raghavan, Ek The Kezala, and Prashant Narayanan for Trust Me. आज आपने तीनों फिल्में देखी है, ब्यूटीफुल है, and it's really hard to choose. But हमारे judges ने काम किया. Let's see.
And I welcome Razia ji to come and give away this award, Best Male Actor. Please announce.
Oh, there is a tie. Thank you, judges.
Judges are only human. We can't make decisions on that.
All right. So your decision. I know it's hard this year, but let me one. I can make.
नहीं तो वो unnamed one.
एक साथ बोल
That aluminium one. They actually just pick anything at them, right? So none of them. Pick anything.
So the tie for best actor male, Sumit Raghavan. So IIFB 2021. I think Arundhati, you have to come once more time to receive this, and the other one is goes to Sanjay Mishra for Bloodproof Anand. And IIFB 2020 में अंशुमन आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी, आप प्लीज उनको ले लें, आपके दोस्त हैं.
Please
I think
come on stage.
आप ये दोनों को ले
For Sumit Raghavan, Ekta Kezala, and Sanjay Mishra for Bulletproof Anand. I welcome Anshuman Jha. Please accept this award.
So this is for Anand. कार्ड दे और हाँ कार्ड तो दे Now we have very critical things. I mean, it's very hard to choose one out of 3. So nomination was.
I welcome Mr. Manoj Shah and Jasmine Shah. Please come on stage to give away this award. The nominations are
Manoj Shah and Jasmine Shah. Please come on stage. And nomination are Kashmir's Troubled Water, Declaration of Our Revolution and Rain. All beautiful, beautiful documentaries. And
the award goes to Kashmir Troubled Waters.
So here is Meera ji. Please come and accept this award on behalf of Iqbal Chandra Malhotra, and thank you so much for it. You want to say something?
I would say on behalf of Iqbal Malhotra, thank you for nominating and being a winner.
It's so
Thank
beautiful,
you.
beautiful. I think सबको देखनी चाहिए.
Yes, it's a must about what's happening.
What's happening in Kashmir and Afghanistan and India. How we can support. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now let's move on. Best short film. And the nominees are Trust Me, Bloodproof, Anand, and I'm gonna tell God everything. And the award goes to who is going to? Me, Razia Mashkoor.
Me and Razia ji will give away the award for best
Okay,
short
that will
film.
be great. Is there Arohi? Arohi is there? Arohi, please come and give the award of best short film. Come on.
Please come on stage, Arohi.
The youngest actor in Under This Roof.
Some debut actress can
I know it's a
a category multiples.
Thanks, we didn't tell you ahead of time.
Best short film nominations are Trust Me, Bulletproof Anand, and I'm Gonna Tell God Everything.
And it has tie again.
Again.
Again. Tie. So, would you like to announce something? Yeah.
The best short film is Trust Me.
Oh, Trust Me. And IIFB 2020 Best Short Film 2021 Best Short Film टाई हुआ है Trust Me and Bloodproof Anand.
Bulletproof Anand.
I think एक बार फिर आना पड़ेगा अंशुमन को. So beautiful. Huh?
Taken all the credits.
Thank you.
Yes. And last but not least, there are more. Okay, second last. Okay, second last. So best female.
I call upon Suja ji to come and give this award. Best female actor. Suja.
Thank you.
The nominations are Amy Barua, Semkor, Pooja Gupta, Karma, Divya Datta, Shirkorma.
This was a very difficult one for us to pick, but Best Female Actor 2021 IFFB goes to Amy Barua from Semkor.
Woo! All right, last but not least, best feature film. Okay. So, beautiful films we have Nui, Frastia and Cinco. So let's see which is the best film.
Best
please.
feature film award.
No, she didn't answer. Yeah, wait.
I call all the judges to come and join us on the stage.
Best feature film
goes to
Firastia.
Woo! Wrote it online.
It's online.
chance to watch it.
Thank you,
Thank you so much joining us. And this show would not
Be possible.
be possible without so many people who worked hard since last 4-5 months or so more. So I would like to invite all my team members, my tech team, please come join us. My judges, my host, my manager, my tech team, everybody please come. My advisors, please come. Everybody come.
And a huge thank you for all of you.
Thank you so much for supporting us.
If you like the film, if you want us to continue doing this is an amazing platform for such important social issues. Please support us, come and watch the movies, support our event. You can also be a patron to IAFFB. You can go online and support us. Please, I invite my team members to come and join us on the stage.
Please, everybody come.
Tech team.
Arundhati.
Tech team.
Tech team.
बिना टेक के तो इम्पॉसिबल है बिना को
फ्रेम में आना और अब फ्रेम में
राम आ गया
Please guys.